Hi Capricorn, welcome to your January 2024 Astro-Tarotscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, though if you're only going to watch one, make sure it's for your ascendant. It's going to be the most accurate for you on that day-to-day level. With that said, remember I use whole sign tropical Western astrology for those of you that would like to know. And if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you are new to my channel and you want some of that Rafi love, hit that subscribe button and make sure you check the bell notification so that you get all of those updates when I put out all of that new stuff, that new baby. All right, so with that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I just want to say, before we get into it, happy damn birthday to you. If you are celebrating this month, I truly hope you have a wonderful solar return. Remember to fill the day of your birthday with a little bit of everything that you want this whole entire year ahead to have in it for you, and I really hope you have a wonderful time of it. So with that said, the first transit that I want to look at for you on the 4th of the month, Mars, the planet of energy, action, passion, vitality, personal vibrancy, willpower, your personal force, and even magnetism and desire, action, energy, irritation is coming into your sign. Now, Mars coming into your sign is a welcome relief. It brings you a boost of energy, which is absolutely wonderful. But more importantly, Mars coming into your sign, Mars is exalted in your sign, right? And it's in the first house. Mars understands first house energy because Mars rules Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So not only is it's going to do pretty good work here, right? This is a welcome boost of energy and vitality. Mars for you rules your 4th house of home, family, property, real estate, and it also rules your 11th house of higher aspirations, goals, visions and dreams. So there could be you holding space for or requiring the support of friends at this time, or maybe you're just wanting or needing those things, right? It might be that you feel like you are at the heart of a family matter and maybe you really need to be present. Mars exalts in your sign, right? As I said, so in the first house, it's going to give you some powerful energy to get ahead. This will see you being really serious, really regimented with yourself and maybe about something that you feel is really dear to your heart as well. It's a shot of adrenaline and it won't see you getting really into any and all health related plans that you've got for yourself, because the first house is the body, right? It's your body, it's your mind, your outlook, how you move through the world. With the sun in your sign at this time as well, you have so much power, you've got so much vitality working through you at this moment in time. And there's a severity of mind here to get stuff done. I really love this because it gives you the power that you need to forge ahead. What I will say to you is with this combination, because it's a lot of energy, watch the temper. All right. So for this, you have the 5 of Cups. Okay. The 10 of Swords. Ouch. All right. And you got the Wheel of Fortune. Right. So when is an end a blessing? It's a blessing when it's a new beginning, right? As one door closes, another one opens. The 5 of Cups with the 10 of Swords does suggest some kind of loss or potentially some kind of ending, or it can represent mourning as well, right? And because Mars can be a malefic and it rules your 4th house and your 11th house, this could be something coming to a close in the family that maybe takes a lot of guts and courage for you to overcome. Because you've got the Wheel of Fortune here as well. So the Wheel of Fortune is the number 10. It does suggest that whatever is coming to a close now, it will offer some kind of freedom or liberation. This is a luck, success and abundance card. And because you've got it right next to the 10 of Swords, that's also the 10, right? So 2 10s represents change, and it's usually a big change at that. Okay, so on the 8th of the month, so we're going to leave Mars there, you've got Mercury coming into a square with, where are you Mercury? Mercury coming into a square with Neptune in Pisces. So this is coming from your 12th house, Mercury in the 12th house. Mercury doesn't necessarily do well in the sign of Sagittarius, but in the 12th house, Mercury can make us somewhat telepathic, right? But It's in a square to Neptune, right? So Mercury is communication around the past, around past challenges, problems, issues, potentially self-sabotaging behavior. It's coming into a square, an energy of challenge, conflict, maybe even crisis. You've got this in with Neptune, right? And Neptune always distorts what it touches. We never see things clearly with this unless we're looking through the eyes and the guise of spirit. Now, that being said, because this energy represents a miscommunication of some sort, and your temper is going to have the potential to really flare very high, you do need to watch out with this, right? Now, I would be mindful about how you navigate forward, because Mercury in the 12th is making you more psychic. Yes, absolutely. But in a square to Neptune, it's like what you're getting isn't all that clear, or maybe it's not as spot on as you would like to believe. So it's like whatever you're feeling at this time might not be as accurate as you feel it to be. And because Pisces represents your third house, that is your communications, there's a lot of chances here to really miscommunicate something really badly. So just watch out for this. It's also possible that your miscommunications are coming from the people that are around you. There's no Mercury retrograde here, but it will definitely feel like one, right? Crossed wires of all sorts, especially around work and routines, maybe even around your beliefs as well. That's possible. There could be a clash here as well over something spiritual, or a feeling of some unseen or hidden forces at work. And I got to be honest with you, because it's Mercury in that Sagittarius area of the 12th house, this could just be, and this is not to say like, oh, it's all in your head. I'm not going to sit here and gaslight an entire bunch of Capricorns, but what I will say, it may not be as acute, or it might not be exactly what you think it is, right? Remember, this is Mercury in the sign of its fall, because it's not in a sign that it focuses very well in a square to Neptune, which already in your third house is making some kind of miscommunication. So it's like you might think or feel that, oh, that person's just out to get me, or they're throwing hate, or they're throwing shade, or whatever. And actually, it's not that at all, all right? It could just be a feeling that you have, or a thought, and it might not be as real as it feels, right? So you will need to be discerning about this, because that, on the other side, if you just dismiss everything as a feeling, it could leave you open and susceptible to, being deceived, etc. So you really do have to check in with yourself and listen to yourself and trust your energy, right? And also, you need to really be honest with yourself. Is this just how I feel? Is this a threat that is actually real? Or is it just about my feelings of an echo from the past? So for this, you've got the 9 of Cups. It does encourage you to do some deep inner healing. With the 5 of Swords, maybe through talking, but if you're going to lose your temper, you'll get nowhere. So you do need to keep that in mind. And then you've got the 9 of Swords. 2 nines represents receipts. Because you've got this Sagittarius energy coming in here in the 12th house, I do wonder if there are going to be a lot of old thoughts, old ideas, old wounds, old, baggage that really come to the surface now, and you're like, holy crap, right? And because you're sort of wading through your personal mud, everything might feel that much more heightened. And you add to that this energy of, I'm not getting clear information from everybody, or even from my own psyche. It can make you really mad and really frustrated. So you do need to watch out for this, but there is a potential for healing here. It's just going to require you being really honest with yourself about where you are actually at, and, seeing things as they really are. Now, as if that wasn't enough, on the 21st of the month, Pluto, the Lord of power control dynamics, change, transformation at a really deep level, depth, intensity, is coming into the second house. We've already had a taster of this. It was March to July of 2023. Well, now it's coming in on the 21st of January. It's going to go right the way through to the 8th of September. And then it's going to come out back into your sign for about 2-ish months. And then it's going to go back into Aquarius full time for the next 20 years. Pluto is a wealth maker, right? If you've been with me long enough, you will have heard me say Pluto is not averse to giving wealth. The very word Pluto, plutocrat, It comes from the, the Greek word plusius, which means rich or wealthy, right? Pluto is not averse to giving wealth. So when it transits your second house, and this is a reframe that I think is really important, because there's so many people out there at the moment like, oh my gosh, Pluto's coming into my second house. I'm going to be broke for the rest of my life. I'm going to be out there shaking it on a pole. That's me. If you see Rafi out there giving it one on the pole and all of that, baby, mind your business. I'm out here trying to get my money. All jokes aside, that's not the case. This actually is a chance for you to really make some fucking good bank, right? But it's going to be the way that you do this. Pluto demands depth, honesty and integrity. It's one of the reasons that secrets always come to light under a Pluto transit. So one of the challenging energies of this is starting from the 21st, you could see some really big secrets around money, finances and resources come to light, especially where friendships are concerned, potentially where family matters are concerned as well. That's also possible, not a guarantee, but possible. Now, that being said, Pluto wants that integrity and it wants depth, right? So it's not a case of saying, Pluto, yes, in the second house, I want to be a millionaire. Why do you want to be a millionaire? What is at the basis of that desire? Why? What are you actually going to do with that money? Not like, oh, well, I'll give some to charity and, I'm just going to sit by the pool and drink cocktails all day. No. If that's what it's about, it probably isn't going to help you achieve the goal. Whereas if you say, well, you know what, I want to be a millionaire because I need that security for myself and my family, suddenly you start to see what your truest motivations are. And that's what Pluto really cares about. And give a fuck about what the world tells you should want and you should have and how you should dress and what designer you should buy. Pluto don't give a shit about any of that. What it cares about is what you really want and why you want it and revealing that to you. All right. So the question becomes, what do you want? What's at the basis of your desires? What I will say, Pluto coming into this sign is going to show you what you really, really desire, right? And when you really understand what your true desire is, you can draw anything to you. Anything, right? Desire and necessity are the mothers of all invention and all progress, right? Einstein, I think, said necessity is the mother of all invention, right? But it's necessity and desire. Once you truly understand those two things and you can combine them, oh, holy moly, what you can do is incredible. Now, power and control. Power struggles over money and finances could also be a thing here. So watch out for that. It could also be that financial secrets come to life, both good and bad, right? So for this, you've got the Three of Pentacles, a very Capricornian energy with the Four of Swords, okay, and the Empress. So Empress is number 3, Three of Pentacles. 2 threes represents a calming influence. So take your time, be calm around money matters and finances, build yourself a long-term strategy with the Four of Swords. Take your time, take a step back. When everything and everyone else speeds up, take your moment, take a step back and just really observe what is, how is, and all the rest of it. Now, the other thing that I want to mention here as well is Mel Robbins' principle of let them. All right. When she's got a talk, I'm going to shout them out here. She's got a talk on Diary of a CEO YouTube channel. Go and check that out, right, with Mel Robbins. She talks about it in there. She'll go into much more detail than I can. But basically, she says when you stop trying to control everything and everyone in your life and you just let people do whatever they want to do, even if you can see that there's a better way for it to be done, let them, right? Your life becomes so much more peaceful and so much more easy. This is very much the epitome of that, okay? Now, on the 23rd of the month, Venus is going to come into your sign. So she's going to make you more beautiful, more appealing. She's going to soothe some of that fire that's been burning hot and bright in that Capricorn, right? It comes into the first house. When Venus comes into the first house, or even the 6th house, actually, she makes us more beautiful, more appealing. People are more attracted to us, more drawn to us. and she's going to come into a trine with Jupiter in Taurus. That's going to be very nice for you as well, right? In your 5th house. So definitely chances for more pleasure and more romance. But there is a big build-up of personal planet energy here in this 1st house. This is a big deal because it means that there's likely to... Now, one way that Venus could show up here, it could be a gift from a loved one or loved ones. It could also be some kind of recognition or blessings given to you from your work or from your career. Whatever it is, Venus is beautifying you, right? She's making you more appeasing. She's also allowing you to access that within you as well. Right, so with such a personal planet concentration in this 1st house, you've got a lot of personal power and a lot of magnetism at this time. So use it, especially given that Pluto is in your 2nd house. With a little bit of thought from you, you could turn this into wealth somehow. Why? Because Mercury rules money. The transactional nature of money, the exchange of goods, the flow of money, money itself as an idea, as a concept. Venus rules the tangible side of money, luxury, wealth, you know, all of those tangible things as well. And then you've got Mars, which is a go-getting energy, which rules your 4th house and your 11th house. This energy can also boost your finances, but you will have to use that Capricornian amazing mind of yours to make it, you know, you got to do some Rumpelstiltskin here, right? You got to find out how to spin whatever threads these planets are giving you. You have to work out how to spin it into gold. So you got the World card. Through communities is one of the best ways. Through visibility within or around a community is the other. And then the 9 of Wands, right? So one of the ways that this could really happen. So the King of Wands, usually a fire sign male, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This with the World card. This could literally represent... one way that this could show up is you finding a way to be more visible within a specific type of community or through your work. It could also be a promotion of some sort. And then you've got the 9 of Wands here. And the 9 of Wands literally represents your wounds, right? The things that hold you back. If you can be really honest with yourself, and you might have to do this quite visibly or publicly, about fixing or maybe even... what's the way that I'm looking at this? I can't remember who it was, but there was a guy that did, and this is just an example, right? It doesn't mean that you have to do exactly the same thing, but it's an example to illustrate a point. He went on this crazy weight loss journey. He was massive and he was really unhappy and really unhealthy. And he said, right, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to do this, but I'm going to document the whole thing. And he shared like every step of his journey with everybody, like, you know, all out there for the world to see. Take my hat off to him. I can't remember what his page was called now, but it was massive. And, you know, he said, you know, it wasn't just the people that were watching, rooting me on. They were keeping me accountable and they helped me deal with what was actually beyond all of the stuff. You know, it wasn't just about the aesthetic. It was about the things that were happening inside as well. And there's something about healing happening here. There's a moment of release, right? So, finally, your lunations, right? In terms of this, so your Capricorn new moon, that's your new moon of the year. So a new moon in the 1st house, which means you're going to change something about yourself. You're changing something about how people see you. You're changing something about yourself, your outlook. This is your new moon of the year. Whatever you set into motion at this time, you'll be collecting the fruits of these labours on the full moon in July of 2024, right? So set those intentions. And if you're having a birthday new moon, make sure you definitely set those intentions, because this is in the 1st house. This is you changing something about your life. Your message for this, look at that. You've got the gate 55 and abundance, right? There's a lot going on for you in terms of resources, it does seem. And you know the interesting thing about this card? It basically says that the true way to abundance is understanding that the universe has your back. It's not just about like, oh yeah, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make all this money. It's, you know, it's not even about any of that. It's about bypassing all of that, going direct to the only source that there truly is and saying, you know what? I know you've got me. These are my plans. How can we make this a reality, right? So I love that. That's your new moon message. And your full moon message full moon in the sign of Leo. So your, your new moon is at 20 degrees. It's going to trine Uranus exactly. And that's on the 11th of January. Your full moon on the 25th of the month at 5 degrees of Leo, right? Sun and the moon always opposite at a full moon, is in your 8th house. That's other people's money, finances, resources, taxes, death, inheritance. The 8th house is also your deep psychological makeup, right? So there could be a real powerful spotlight on this at some point. And because the full moon is a culmination, completion, or ending point, this can also show you or highlight to you where something coming to a close actually provides you with inner freedom, right? And it can also, because the 8th house is a crisis and a fear house, it can also reveal to you what you are truly afraid of. And for this, you have the gate 61 and inner truth. That's what this month is about for you, I feel. I feel like this month you're going to really understand something about yourself on such a deep, profound level that it's going to really, it might shock you, but it will also awaken and enliven you in some way, shape or form. All right. So if you are loving the Astro Tarot, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to get your personal Astro Tarot reading, which is you, me, 75 minutes, the cards and the stars, we get into it. We'll look at your chart, and then obviously we're going to delve into the biggest transits that are coming up for you over the course of the time ahead. So if you want to get that, you can get that or any of my other sessions on the link in the description box below. It would be lovely to have you. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll see you soon.